Hi, it's Janie with the League-Kempner House in Galveston. We left you hanging last week in our video with those rotten joists under the kitchen pantry, and we are jumping right back in today. I see their trucks pulling up, so they're going to get to work. A lot went on in the basement yesterday, just a lot of progress, and today we're also waiting on the electrician to come and get started here. So it's going to be another busy day. Speaking of mosquitoes, I need to go spray myself a little better and get to work myself. Good morning. You're limping. Is that from where you broke your ankle?
Yeah.
Still hurts?
Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to jump off anything again?
No.
No. Well, at least you were doing something. I was just walking like this when I broke mine. So I have no excuse whatsoever other than being old. It looks good in there. Gang is all here. It's going to be a busy day. I was glad y'all didn't come yesterday because, well, these guys got started. And so we had a lot of configuring out and getting organized stuff to do. But they are squared away and have a long project list. And then I thought it'd be helpful too, when you'll need a hole through the wall, they can do it for you. So when you figure out where you want it, while they're here, they can do that. So I know you talked about maybe coming down.
Possibly. Yeah, we don't know exactly. But
when you figure it out, they can help with that. Okay, we have the red team and the blue team today. So Mateo brought help today. They are going to take everything off the wall here and start setting up the new service. And one of the first things they have to do after removing all of this old equipment is pull out all of the wire that's already there. It's over 100 feet long, running from this box underground over to the pole and up to the top of the weatherhead at the top of the pole. And that's a lot of wire to pull. And then the wire they're going to put back is an even heavier duty wire. So it weighs a lot, and it's going to take a lot of muscle to get that wire pulled. But the first thing they'll have to do is get all of this down and get everything cleared out. So Mateo spent some time and got them oriented to the work that was going to be done, showing them the new configuration and kind of coming up with a game plan. And this box was pretty expensive, but Mateo thinks that we'll be able to resell it. So the first thing he was doing was just kind of showing them the mess of wires that it is. So we're coming from that box inside into what will be a mechanical room here in the basement, and the main feed will come into these two breaker panels. Now we were able to salvage and reuse those, so that is something we had already purchased. We've already located where they will be, and remember we set that oofer ground into the concrete and tied it in to all the rebar underneath all this foundation. So this new system was planned before we put that foundation in, because everything kind of had to be set up for that to get the appropriate grounding done. I headed over to kind of check out where we left off in the last video, and that's with this mess under the little pantry area in the kitchen as they were demolishing that arch to put in the new lintels. Of course, the ends of all the joists were rotted, and it has that same flooring issue that we have in the rest of the kitchen. That odd way, I guess it's not odd, it's just the way they did it, but the way that they poured the concrete in the mortar bed for laying the tile, and we have the same issue with it now being extremely unsafe and not supported and at risk of falling. So this remains very much a hard hat area. We've got to get all these joists out of here, get them replaced, and figure out what to do with the mess that's above us. So these guys got to work. Like I said, it's a hard hat area. They spent some time cleaning up and making a workspace, and you can see all that brick back there that we're going to use and salvage. So we need a few more things to protect the floor down there. So we went off exploring in the basement. We've got all kinds of wood and plywood down here, obviously. But we have our brand new concrete floor, and that concrete above is heavy. And if it falls, we don't want it to chip or break our new concrete floor. So the guys gathered up a few things to put down and see if it worked, so they could get started finishing out the demo up there. This part always makes me nervous because even with the hard hat on, and even though it's not very high above their head, just a couple of feet, that concrete weighs a lot. One of those pieces of concrete falling down could weigh upwards of 100 pounds. So even with a hard hat, you're going to get neck compression and back problems if something like that hits you. So I'll be grateful when all of this is done. But it is a safety issue, so that's why we're taking the time and spending the money to get all this resolved, because we've had this blocked off as a kind of a no-go zone for a long time, and we want to be able to fully work the basement and utilize all the areas and get all of our framing done in this area. The more we can do, the better off we are. And we really need this bathroom that's in this space right here before the wedding, and we can't have that if we have unsafe conditions above. Once everything was set up, Luciano went up to start prying and see what happens. And you notice he's standing well back from it and prying in front of him. He's in an area that's already safe. So the last thing he wants to do is get underneath that. It's a little bit awkward to work in, but you can see why it's important. Let's take another look at that. That probably weighs 100 pounds or more. And that is why the kitchen floor is going to come down, because we've lost that underneath layer. Just clearing any overhead risk. And then now this floor that's left is very susceptible to failure because there's no support whatsoever. And that concrete is just shell and cement, no rebar, wire mesh, anything. What about this one? Yeah. Find an angle. It's funny, some fall, some didn't. We even got a jackhammer down here and jackhammered up on some of them, and they were tight. Pretty good. Pretty tight.
You wanna change that door?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the same thing.
Break.
If it breaks.
Yeah, because
there's stuff sitting up there. We need to go move it.
we need to put another
Joist against the wall. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need to them.
Okay, let me go move the stuff out of that storeroom so it doesn't fall in on top of you. All right, look what's going on. We have got Hurricane Electric here in Mass. Ricardo's guys parked out on the street. We're still missing Maribel. She went to get cement and the steel lintels for the basement. Like I said, it's a busy day, but I need to get upstairs and empty out the pantry room. They had a horrible time getting that in there. I don't know if you're going to get it out. One at a time. All right. Many, many hands today. I just can't tell you how great this feels to see so much going on. We have our fits and starts, I call it. We have periods of intense activity, and then we wait and wait and wait and raise money. And then we spend that money. I don't know what he's standing on the ladder down there. A lot of strength. So we're going to, let's see, some of the, you can't see it, some of the insulation is stripped. So we may not be able to reuse any of that, but we'll check it out and examine it for damage and sell what we can. The rest we'll scrap. But on to my task. So this is where they're working. Oh, and Ricardo, he didn't wait on me. He saw me piddling around, and he came and did it himself. All that was sitting in the corner. So there's a risk that all of this floor right here could fall. And you can see the crack. I don't even really want to stand on it, actually. I'm going to just drag my stuff out of here that I might need. Let's get out of the way. Actually, I'm going to, it's going to be a really awkward video. Joe's not here. She's going to be sorry she wasn't here today. There's so much going on. I'm going to use our little child's bed as a barricade. Make that an off limits area for today. So, yeah, the kitchen floor was going anyway. Looks like we're going to start early on that. Let me get back down there and see what's going on. They're already mixing up the mortar to start breaking up those columns to get them close to the height where the lintel needs to go. They've already got the big panel down. So this is going quick. We are obviously not open for tours with this going on. So Joe is not here today. I'm here by myself, and it's just busy. There's all kinds of questions that need answers. There's a lot of activity, and it's not that Ricardo and Mateo are not extremely competent, but with an old house, things just come up. So the rest of this video is just kind of me running around ragged, trying to keep up with everything that's going on and get some of it on film for you guys, because they have so many people working in so many different areas, and things just were happening very, very fast, which is good. So if you're new to us and you don't know what's going on here, or if you've been with us for a while and you just don't remember because it's been 4.5 years ago now that this service went up. This service was designed when I first bought the house and was flipping it as a single family residence. So now we are a house museum with classroom space, 2 independent apartments underneath, and we need a completely different kind of service. So this was very expensive to get in. Unfortunately, you're looking at about, I don't know, $20,000, kind of down the drain. That's why we're going to try to salvage as much of the material as possible and resell it. But it just has to be done. And this has been a holdup for getting rid of our temporary service, for getting our permits cleared over here in the chauffeur's quarters so we can start the build out, doing some outdoor lighting. There are just all kinds of things tied to this work going on right here. So we're very grateful that we have the funds now to go ahead and have this on the schedule and get it done. And I have to credit Mateo came up with the design for this and worked hard getting that box to keep this area clean looking. And then we're going to faux paint it to look like the wall. to have it blend in a little bit. And it was a mess before. Let me show you a before picture of this area. So it was not great looking to start with. So this will be better. And it will be safe. Those original lines, high voltage lines, were so low to the ground I could reach up and grab them. So definitely a big risk. And the other thing Mateo's recommended is that we not go back with the metal conduit, that we use all plastic on the outside to the extent we can because of the corrosion down here. Let me go check inside. Right. This will definitely be a trip to the concrete dump. Look at all that termite activity. Fortunately, no live ones. Uh-oh, what are you doing? Are you going to take it all the way down?
Yeah.
On there, so you're going to put new brick up to it? Oh, you're using that. Okay. All right, you worried me. I thought you were adding that there so that you could take all this down. I was like, okay, now we're getting far afield. Okay, that's what I had asked him earlier, if he had an extra screw jack that we could just put under this to support it, to keep it from falling. So we found one that's not necessary anymore. And when they clean up, he's going to add it under that to give it some support. All right, so y'all seen this before. You start out wet because you don't want the mortar, for the water to suck out of the mortar. You want the mortar to cure, not dry. It's actually a chemical reaction. So they always wet the surface they're working on so that that mortar can cure properly and have full strength. So he'll start building this up so that when the lintels come, they'll be ready. With that. It's about pulling that thing out. I think that goes up to the corner of the porch. We might want that. Actually, as a conduit area. I'm gonna go look at that. Let me get it out of the way. So if you saw in one of our very first videos, I took one of these old bricks, put it in water, and measured the volume of water that absorbed into the brick. And one brick absorbed a cup and a half of water. So this is not brick that's meant to be on the outside of a building. It's meant to be interior or covered. So it's not a hard-fired brick. It was kind of kiln dried, not like clay brick. It's a combination of clay and dirt. Actually, it's called the Cedar Bayou brick from the Cedar Bayou area of the Houston Ship Channel. So we've done some old videos on that also, talking about how these bricks were made. So look how many we have. We have a lot. So we'll reuse all that. Back outside, Mateo and crew have switched over to working on the pole. So why are you having to dig it up?
We're having to dig it up because
Gotta put different straps on it.
this
Different brackets.
too big for the. Yeah, you can only go 2-inch with strapping it onto here, and then Center Point wants us to
Stand off brackets. It's a bracket that comes off. It's a better way of just holding it up the pole too.
Okay. Well, they approved all that, so So now
city will approve it, but
Center Point doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll add a coupling below ground and just reduce it. Reduce it.
We're gonna, yeah. Well, no, not reduce it. We're gonna keep this 4-inch. Put a coupling there. We just need to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. You can do 2-inch on the pole. Larger, you have to set off. Okay. So you're just going to move that. Yeah. So we had such a problem here. I don't know if Mateo told you, but this thing was live and it broke and fell. And I called Center Point out to disconnect it and connect this. And I asked them specifically, was it disconnected because there were so many vines you couldn't see? And they said, yes, everything's dead. This is the only thing live. And about 6 months later, I was still getting a bill, 2 bills instead of 1 bill. And so I had them come out again. It was still live. They didn't. And so it was open like that and everything live. I mean, it just freaked me out. So, yeah, so I would like everything down that's not.
Yeah, we can get it down for you. Take it away.
Well, right now we don't, since we don't have our extension ladder right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Yeah, and has somebody made a house up in? Has somebody made a house up in there? See the stuff coming out. Somebody's made a home. All right, let me show y'all. Okay, so I don't know if y'all could hear that. Let me get a little closer. So, the city approves it this way, but Center Point likes it standing away. So they're going to have to shorten the pipe underground, come up, what is it, 4 inches away?
It's like probably about 12 inches, yeah, a foot. So basically, just need to start right here.
Oh, a foot away from the pole.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So it'll have offset brackets to bring it out from the pole. And looking up there, somebody's made a house up there. We'll have to see who's living in our weatherhead. And they're also going to take this old stuff down for us. That's just always bothered me. Oh, Mateo. Oh, well, I'll get him when he comes back, because we also talked about doing the meter on the back of the garage here, but it'll probably be an overhead connection. So we're going to do a meter back here to replace that old one, so we can run our outdoor lighting on that and have it on a separate. Okay. Modern oil lamp. Strange. Must be a bug thing. Okay. Lots of things to remember. So I don't know about you, but I love to learn new things, and I try really hard not to interrupt these guys while they're working, but while they're just digging, it was a good chance for me to come listen to them talk and ask some questions about all of these standards for the pole. And there's reasons why all these things get put into codes and why the distribution company wants things done a certain way. And it's just a good learning opportunity for me. I'm not the electrical person. My husband usually handles all of this. So I always enjoy talking to Mateo. He is very meticulous and careful and is really a great person to learn from. Yeah.
Ya no agarran nada.
Well, I don't think we have a choice, do we? That's not good. That's the problem. So, okay, let me think for a minute. Let me think. Let me go measure where that cabinet is up there. I don't want to go past, if nothing else, we could sister another one up against it and leave that so we don't have to take the concrete down in the middle. What's the distance, the measure? Give a tape.
Like this.
No, here, from here to here. How far?
¿Qué quiere? Medir el ancho. Así como este más o menos. ¿Se da algo?
Yeah, sí. No.
No,
Aquí. Aquí.
En el agua. 4 pies.
49.
¿Cuánto?
49. Okay. Let me borrow that. Let's go look upstairs. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. 49. Yeah, that can come down. It'll take us back to there, closing the floor. Keep the cabinet. Should be okay. Let's replace it.
We need 4.
4. Well, you might need 5 when you get that one off the next one, maybe. Yeah, just like creep. So, you got that down? I missed it. Ricardo, I have something else I want you to help me with, if you can. Let me show you. So, okay. So I remembered another thing. Remember you started caulking up there? It's still late. So when you have the scaffolding to do the other, I want to pressure wash down that corner and caulk all the way down if I can. And then I just saw this the other day. That shutter is about to fall off. And the window is stuck. I'm going to try to get it open, but we might be able to lift it up and get it from inside. But I don't know if I can open that window. I'm going to go get a pry bar and try. So what do we got? For me. All right,
Yes.
my bill?
Yes.
Did you bring one of those bricks by chance?
Okay. No, no, no. Me mandaron una foto, but I don't know exactly what color it is.
Oh, I don't care. Let's see.
They sent me a picture from this, but I'm not sure if you want this.
What color is that?
It's like gray, white, or you want to have like that color.
Okay, so there's the water seeping in. It's about as low as you can ever dig before you strike water. It's amazing anything stands on this island that it doesn't all sink. It's just like a slush pit. So they're going to cut that, move it, put a new coupling in there. They have to get up and pull all the wire out all the way to the house. That's a lot of copper and very heavy. And they're going to take all this other stuff down and get rid of that box and clean up our pole. All right, say that again. So, all right. So, hold on. Speak to the hand.
So we're gonna have to bring this out, but we need to build something for to figure out how to pull the wire, the new wire that's gonna be a lot heavier than the wire that's in it now. So I just need to pull. We're putting a pulley up there, trying to bracket the pulley to make sure it stays on.
And then use that to pull.
Exactly.
All right, they're using physics, guys. We haven't talked about pulleys before. And maybe time for another science lesson.
All right. Bring it over here so that's where I'll build it right here, I guess. This one right here, just like that. Now I'm gonna be.
You're missing all the fun.
I know. I got a little slow this morning.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if that needs to be further out or what, because we're going to be off the pole on foot, remember?
Yeah, that's true. We are gonna be out the pole. And when it just needs to be built for these probably.
All right. We've got Ricardo working on the other one. Got that piece down. I've got a brace holding the floor up. All that's going to come down. Ricardo, I remembered something else. I remembered another project. The leveling the bathroom floor. So I'll show you later when you have a break. So I actually have a written project list for Ricardo that I've gone over with Maribel because she's the project manager and she makes sure all the supplies and materials are here. But Ricardo has this tendency to just run in and start working, as you've seen, and so sometimes he hasn't seen the entire list ahead of time, and I like to go over everything with him if I can get him to stop working for a minute so that he can know how to sequence things in and work efficiently. So you can see this has just been a couple hours of work in the morning and they are just blowing and a going here. We are making great progress. It is a very busy day at the League-Kempner House. Oops. That fell off. This may be a hard hat zone too. Oops. Okay, he just climbed that like it was nothing. Oh, so was somebody living in there or was that just trash in there?
No, living in this one?
Yeah.
The bird flew out of it. A little older bird.
Somebody's nest. Oh, dead baby. Somebody made a home in there. Somebody made a nest in the weatherhead. There's a dead baby in it.
A dead baby.
Dead baby. Look out. This is very heavy and can fall. So stay far away. Okay, so they're not taking that off right now. So that's the offset. So this is a center point, who is our transmission and distribution provider requirement. When we get 9 different people here working at one time, it is truly amazing how much work can get done. And these guys are just kicking off. So we will pick back up next week with this massive push that we have going on now that we have a little bit of funds to spend and get these skilled craftsmen in here. So be sure and subscribe and turn on your notifications because we are on a roll here at the League-Kempner House in Galveston, Texas.